Welcome to Undisputed. I'm Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, who is looking interesting today. Guys, how we doing?
Skip Bayless, how you doing? How you doing, Skip?
You know, somewhere Michael Jordan is laughing at you and laughing at LeBron James for that pathetic show last night.
Hold on, Skip.
Somewhere.
Why
and I can't wait to talk about it, so let's just do it.
Hold on, Skip. I just want to know one thing.
Yeah.
Why is Michael Jordan? Let me get you to talk about it.
Yeah.
Why? Hold on.
You can try as hard as you want.
Take your time.
It'll get you nowhere.
I just want to know why Michael gonna be upset.
He's not
Because he could
upset.
never shoot a three like that.
He's chuckling and probably laughing. Remember when he just bent over? That's what he's doing at
when
you.
he's looking at his computer.
Yeah.
How you doing? You good?
I'm really
We're good. We're okay. That was a little extra. Shannon, are you ready to start the show? Let's actually talk about what we saw from the Lakers last night, because they did jump out to a huge lead last night. Guys, they never look back. At halftime, LeBron and AD had a combined 40 points, and the Lakers had an 80-51 lead. LeBron would finish with 30 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds in just over 28 minutes of play. And LA now has a 3-1 series lead. So, Shannon, how impressive were LeBron and the Lakers last night?
It looked like them old.
Yeah, are you laughing at him?
No, it looked like them old Lakers before the break, huh?
Really?
The one that, did a number on the Clippers, did a number on the Bucks, was doing numbers on everybody before we got interrupted with COVID. Now, old Bron done found a cure. They done got out of that bubble to cure that thing up.
Oh, did
it's over.
LeBron cured COVID.
Died in the bubble.
Wow.
Died in the bubble.
Okay.
No.
Wow. Okay.
Skip, this is what the Lakers are capable of. Now, we knew sooner or later, everybody else has been shooting the three really well in the bubble. When were the Lakers going to have their turn? When was KCP? What about Danny Green?
Thought you hated him.
No,
Thought you wanted to cut him.
All you try to do.
At times you wanted to cut KCP.
You know what you try to do?
No, I'm not trying to do
You look for
anything.
little opening.
I'm reminding you of your past stances.
No, you look for any opening to try to sow dissension.
Danny Green, get him out of here.
No, I didn't say that. I said, Daddy, you need
Now
to make
get him in there, right?
Danny, you need to
Told
make those
you.
three. I said,
Heaven, hell.
No. I said, Danny, you need to make your threes. He made a couple last night. KCP made a couple, put the ball on the floor. So now when they're making threes, okay, Biggs, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna stay in the lane? And okay, we shoot wide open threes. You run out there, then LeBron come down here. Now, Skip Bayless says, oh, I want to see him drive the basketball. He drives the basketball just like you asked.
Yeah.
Oh, the Portland Trailblazers are 8 seed. They're no good. He shoots the ball from 3. LeBron pull up. Well, he pulls up from Belgrade. Boom. Let that one go. Oh, he turned.
I have been to Belgrade.
I got to have a lot of teammates that would
I covered a high school football game there once upon a time.
Belgrade.
It was a hotbed of high school football stars.
Oh, yeah. Glade Central. Skip. So Skip, but he had 8 turnovers. He said, you know what? I may not have communicated with him and AD. He said, how about this? I'm going to do something like this here tonight. So he had 2 turnovers. So he shoots 80% from the field. He shoots 4 or 5 from the three-point line. And I'm not talking about them little old corner threes. I'm talking about them old deep ones. One from Belgrade, one from Cape Canaveral, one from Fort Myers. Way down there like that. And
I'd be across the state, right?
dude, steal the ball. Now, Skip, I told you. I said, if you steal the ball from LeBron James, if you intercept the pass, go ahead and pull it back out. Wait for your rest of your guys to get down to run your offense. Because if you try to get sneaky, it's not going to end well for you. Ask Andre Iguodala. It won't end well for you. So a young guy had to find out the hard way last night. He going to try to sneak one in there. Tried to sneak, apple juice to a hen party. LeBron politely threw him out on his head. Skip, this is what the Lakers are capable of. And Anthony Davis got it going last. Skip, AD he played less than 18 minutes and was plus 37?
Wow.
Is that good? When they play like this, nobody can beat them. No one. You got your work cut out for it. Now, I want to hear all those pundits. Now, you remember you quoted me for like last 2 weeks. Charles Barkley said, Greg Anthony, now GA, my guy, I know GA very well.
I know him very, very well. I did a lot of TV with Greg
What
Anthony.
are they saying? And the same thing I told you, Skip. I said,
Portland will win. Charles Barkley said Portland will sweep.
Yes. There is no disadvantage to saying that. Because if they win, see, I told you. But if they lose, where they're 8 seed, the Lakers should have swept them. You see? That's why you get to say these things. But LeBron James last night was one of those virtuosos. But I'm not surprised because I've seen this for the last 17 years, at least the last 15 when he's been in the playoffs.
Is that it? You got a cold?
That's bad. Yeah. Boy, you a bad boy.
Yeah.
You a bad boy.
I will give you this. Last night was a tour de force. I mean, sorry, check that. It was a tour de farce. I have never seen such pathetic front-running, chest-beating, showboating, credit-taking against such a sorry team as I saw from LeBron James and the Lakers last night. I was embarrassed for them as much as I was embarrassed for the Portland Trailblazers. And by the way, I first guessed this. I didn't second guess. I'm not coming back in hindsight. I first guessed it. When all those experts, the Barkleys and the Greg Anthonys, were saying, Portland is going to win this series, what did I tell you? This should be an easy sweep. I told you cakewalk. I told you mismatch. I told you this would be the equivalent of a Disney World amusement park theme ride for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I was right about that. This should have been an easy sweep, but I'm going to remind everybody, speaking of the Goat Mask King, he deserved to be wearing a mask to cover his face during Game 1, at least at the end of it, because everybody remember, with 7 minutes left in Game 1 against these same Trailblazers, emphasis on the trail because all they ever do is trail in basketball games, LeBron James had the basketball in his hands, up 6 with 7 minutes left. And what happened, Mr. Sharp, the rest of the way? He should have said, home, James, I got this, game over. And he got outscored down the stretch 19-6. Are you kidding me? He scored 2 more points the rest of the way, the last 7 minutes, the King did. The Goat Mask King on a little, like, halfway lucky tip put back that accidentally went in. That's all he did. And with 4 minutes left in the game, when he had a chance to tie it and cancel 2 missed free throws by his partner, his co-star, his other GOAT, right? He's a GOAT to be.
Yeah.
LeBron James stepped to the free throw line and clanked or LeBricked both free throws with 4 minutes left. That was LeBron's closing effort against the Trailblazers in Game 1. And they somehow lost Game 1, which is all-time pathetic, given the fact that Portland came to the bubble with a record of 29-37. Right now, Portland is in danger of leaving the bubble 37-42. They are still 5 games under 500 for the whole year, and you are wearing a goat mask for that against those guys? This is the worst defensive team in all of basketball. It was definitely the worst defensive team in the bubble. That's 22 teams.
But we knew that.
But they are pathetic, which is why I called it right out of the box. I said, no, this is a joke.
But
I told you it was a joke, and you're wearing a goat mask.
Hold on, just for a second. Just for a second. You also you said that Portland had firepower back in June. In July, when the season, when they was about to kick back up, when it was abundantly clear that they were about to kick back up, you said with the return of Nurkic, with Melo playing, and Dame, they had the firepower to beat the Lakers. This is the matchup you wanted to see. Now, you don't want to see the matchup.
There was only one reason I wanted to see it. I told you, and I first guessed this going into the series. It was all, to me, about a guy whose overall impact is overrated, Damian Lillard. I keep waiting to see it, and I don't see it. Do you realize now Damian Lillard has come up even smaller than he plays at about 6 feet tall? In his last 3 playoff appearances, he has gotten swept by the Pelicans, and he got swept by a Golden State without Kevin Durant, and he should have been swept by the King and his minions in this first-round playoff series because they're not an 8 seed. They're like an 88 seed. That's what they are, and it's because that guy is not that guy, Cap T, Cap G, that you say he is.
He is.
You say special, and I'm saying Damian Lillard, where is his transcendent impact on the game? I'm going to give you this. He is the greatest athlete rapper ever. There's nobody close to him. I give you that. He is not a good interview. He is a great interview. He can just spill his soul in an interview, and I love that about him. But in overall, and by the way, he is the sweetest, purest